All right, YouTube. So this is my DD4L review. Tonight is episode 24, Doll Meets World. And this was a really, really, really good episode. Like, I watched it twice, like back to back. Like, they kept announcing that this is the last creative that they're going to do for their season. So, I was like, well, what are we going to do next week? you know? So it was a really good episode. I suggest you find it and watch it. Now for the review. So it starts off with the dance photographer saying that he's going to take pictures of all the girls and that he wants them to be in this big book. And I think that it's just really, really awesome that Diana is like linking up and networking with so many professionals that can give these girls some real opportunities, you know? And I think it's just like just a testament to like how much she really, really cares, because she really doesn't have to do that. Like, she really could just, you know, focus on getting her money and doing her thing and like, you know, letting them be on their own as far as like going to auditions and taking advantage of like, you know, what's out there. But I think that like bringing the professionals into the doll factory and just opening the girls' minds to like the possibilities, it's just a testament to like how awesome she is, like as a coach and just as a woman, you know. I thought that was really cool. They're also showing Kayla again this episode, and she does her side interview and she says she's lost and doesn't know what to do next. And I just, like, right now, I just so identify with Kayla. Like, when I was, like, little girl, you know, they used to always say, like, what do you want to be? What do you want to do? And I was like, I don't know. Like, I really just wanted to be myself. Like, I never wanted to be, like, a doctor or a lawyer or this or that, you know? And that's kind of, like, where I identify with Kayla. Like, I feel like Kayla's, like, I just want to be me. Like, I just want to dance. Like, I just want to be me. I just want to, like, engage in my hobbies and just live my life. You know what I'm saying? Like, she doesn't want to be, like, anything else other than who she already is. And I just love that about her. And I love that they're really taking the time to, you know, let us into her life and you know, just her sharing her perspective. Like, I don't think she really knows like how many people are in that same situation that she's in, where, you know, society, you know, has things planned out. Like, after this, then you do 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 that, you know? And for some of us, it just doesn't seem natural. Like, it's just not what we want to do, you know? And so I applaud Kayla for just like being herself and just speaking up for herself and saying like, I don't know if I want to do that. Like, I understand that's what everybody says I should do. That's what, you know, would lead to like success, you know, in their minds. But she's just wanting to be true to herself, and she's just wanting to make sure that she's going to be happy in the long run. And I applaud her for taking the time out to really do that, you know? So I really like that scene. I really like following Kayla around. So then Brittany gets hooked up with Sean. And if you don't know, like, if you're just watching this episode, it may seem like Brittany is a little bit, like, rough around the edges and, you know, just a little spicy, you know, when it comes to dating. And it's because, like, she just came from a long, serious, committed relationship that didn't work out. Like, she was engaged, they did it on TV, so everybody's watching her now. So I understand like not wanting to put yourself back in that situation, not wanting to get let down on TV again, not wanting like this to be the story now, like, you know. And I like, for those of you that don't know Brittany, like, she is really sweet. Like, she's a really sweet person. I feel like she's one of those people that is like an egg. Like, there's a shell there, but it's the thinnest shell that you ever would come across. You know what I'm saying? Like, you just poke right through that shell and it's just softness inside, you know? And you could really see that on her date. First of all, did she show up cute or what? Like, she had on this bright pink ruffled jumpsuit, like real short, showing off her thighs and her boobs. And I just thought she was cute. And really representing for the big girls, you know, like that's how you show up to a first date, okay? And Sean, that was such a good connection for them to make. He seems so patient and kind and like thoughtful, you know. I don't know how much he knew about Brittany before meeting her, but he just seemed to have it all planned out, and like he didn't seem moved by like her roughness, you know. He seemed like very willing to like break through that shell, you know. So I it's a first date, but I think they'll go out some more. I think it might be good. You know, I worry, like, I don't know if Brittany's the type that likes thugs. You know, I don't know if she's in a situation where she's not used to having a good man that's so patient and so sweet. You know, so but it seems like she's open. You know, so that's what's up. I love it, and I think that anytime like you can be a connector and hook somebody up, do it. You know, some people are like, oh, if it doesn't work out, I don't want them to blame me, etc., etc. But you never know. Like, you could be responsible for somebody like hooking up, getting married, having kids, moving on. They'll like name their babies after you. You know what I'm saying? Like, hook people up. So yeah. And then I want to shout out Professor Diane. She's also been seen in previous episodes as a judge. And she's just always just had like a sweet, calm, you know, very professional like presence, you know, like she's just has like this positive bubble around her, you know? And just taking the time out of her busy life to like help Kayla, and like, you know, you can tell like just by her body language that like she's really invested, you know, like she really wants to see Kayla win. And when you meet somebody like that in life, like you have to hold on tight, because there's not that many of them out there. There's not that many people that's not your blood relative that really care about your success. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, some people care about your success because it's connected to theirs. They're like, yeah, I have you. I need you to win, because once you win, then I win. But like, what is Professor Diane gonna get out of it? You know what I'm saying? Like, she's just somebody who genuinely cares and is willing to put in the time and energy to just really help. And I like the storyline. I love the show. I love the show. Also, I noticed like when Kayla was walking up to the campus and meeting the girls, like the second girl was like, "Oh no, we hug," you know, and it's just a testament to how amazing the producers of this show is. Like, they could have cut that out. You know what I'm saying? But I think it really shows Black culture in its true light, because that really is how we are in the South. Like, I'm not a big hugger. And it's because I have body issues. Like, I have really big boobs, like really big boobs, you know? So I don't want to rub my boobs on everybody. But it's always noted the people that reach out and hug me, you know? And I think that when you're new in a space, you know, that you're unfamiliar with, like a big university, just having, you know, a little team to welcome you and show you around and everything and just be nice to you and everything, like, it can really make all the difference in the world, you know? Like, I think their attitudes and just the culture that and the vibe that they've created at the college is part of like what's making Kayla say like, I think I do want to do this. You know what I'm saying? Because yeah, I'll just leave it there. I'll just leave it there. And I'm telling you to say like, be that girl. Like, be the girl that welcomes people, hugs people, shows them around, because you never know like how much your good attitude can impact the next person. I'm sure that girl didn't, you know, maybe wasn't all the way in tune with the fact that Kayla really doesn't want to go to college and is just kind of checking it out to maybe see, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, anyways, I'll just keep moving. I'm proud of Kayla. I love Kayla. So, Oh yeah. So about the Britney date, like you can tell she was nervous, and that just goes again to her being a sweetheart. Like she's not that hard. Like wearing sunglasses on a date, like girl, you was scared, Britney. Okay. Okay, so let's move to the photo shoot. So the photo shoot was amazing. Like these kids, like as individuals, are just so talented, like gymnastic wise, you know? Something's making noise. I don't know what that is. Okay, so the photo shoot. Now, I'm going to tell you why Canary and Faith won out of all those girls. And remember, I watched it twice, so you may not have picked up on this. But Jordan, the photographer, he said, I'm looking for ethnic diversity to add to his work. So Faith won because she showed her face to the camera. A lot of girls' faces was way up here, way over there, just turned backwards. She showed her face to the camera, and she had that afro that he loved. And Canary won because she showed her face to the camera, and she had like an African print top, like clearly ethnic top, you know? So it's like, I don't know what directions all the girls were given, but it seems like Faith and Canary knew what was up. You know what I'm saying? Like they knew kind of what he was looking for. I've never seen Faith's hair like that. So her mom did a great job in prepping her. And Canary, I don't know if he mentioned it and she heard it or like how did she know to wear that top, but I think the top that she wore really put her ahead of the other girls because all of them were good. Like he was even saying like, oh my goodness, like they're so good. Like, is it going to be this hard to choose? So just a few notes. So Angela looked wild. Like she just looked so wild and not dressed for a photo shoot, you know? Star, all of them, they weren't showing their face. Cameron, you know, she didn't show her face. Princess didn't show her face. So yeah, and then the girls that did show their face, like Christiana, she did really good. I think her pose was a little too ratchet for him in his book. You know, I loved it. It could go in my book. I would pick that pose, but I think for what, like, maybe she didn't look at like his aesthetic and his work. I just felt like she's a little bit too edgy, you know. But like, you know, other people would have definitely preferred hers over everybody else because it was fun, it was real, it was like, you know, it was tight. Now, Deja, she just rolled on the ground, and Deja's like one of the best dancers on the team, so I didn't understand that pose. She showed her face, she's a pretty girl, but I just was like, girl, you know how to dance, like do something, you know. And Micaiah did good. She's another one that I feel like could have won but didn't. So, all right. So, okay, let's go to the grand performance. They announced that Oakland Heat Dance Line was performing, and I was like, oh my goodness, wait a minute. Like, cause like Oakland's my hometown. Like I love, like, wait, what? Like I'm DD4L, but you didn't say you were going to be competing against my hometown, you know? So I was already conflicted. And then when I seen the Beast Mode shirt, I was like, oh, wait. Like they were so Oakland. I loved them. I just loved them. Like the way they showed up, they were just so fresh. Like that's just how we are, you know? So I love the fact that they were like they were included in this episode. So now when they actually got out there on the dance floor, you know, like everybody there, they were doing the little interviews like, oh, they're so great. Oh, they're doing this ballet, etc., etc. I didn't cry. Like I wasn't moved. Like the girl spinned around like a little ballerina and I was like, okay. Was it creative? Maybe. Like, it was like Harlem, polka dot. I mean, like, I feel like they're supposed to be judged in this category off the creativity. it was like they chose a theme, they dressed up in their costumes and did ballet. Like I just didn't think it was all that creative, you know. Now, Tip Tap Toe School of Dance, their shit was creative. Like their construction stuff, having people on the side cheer, like I thought they were dope. And I loved the orange and the bright colors. I just felt like it just was like they were like festive. You know what I'm saying? Like they were into their like creativity. Black Ice. They did like it looked like Halloween. Like there was just too many different costumes. I seen a Cinderella, a Snow White, a Pinocchio. I don't know if one of them was Jasmine from Aladdin because the color was off. You know what I'm saying? So it was like when they started with Pinocchio, and they had a good Pinocchio. Like the costume and everything was on point. And I feel like they should have stayed with the Pinocchio theme. They should have just carried off the story, and they should have found a way to like make Pinocchio's nose grow and go back and whatever. I didn't like it. It was too many people, too many costumes. I didn't like it. And the producers didn't show that much of it after the Pinocchio thing. So I think they agree with me that like now my girls get out there, and I mean for the last creative of this season, I feel like they they shut it down. Like they did an amazing job. This performance here reminded me of when they did that Beyonce performance and they were like splashing in the pool. Like I really liked that performance. This is one of those. I really liked it. I would have changed a few things. I mean, they won first place. They tied, just so you know. They tied. They won first place. I still would have changed a few things, though, even though they won first place. I would have changed Christiana and Cameron. I would have switched them. I would have given Christiana the Caribbean theme, and I would have given Cameron the Chinese theme. And it's because I feel like Christiana would have did better on the Caribbean dance because she's like looser, you know? And I feel like Cameron would have done better on the Asian dance. And I know that Cameron could do all those tricks too. She could have did the and sit in the sit Indian style, you know? So I would have changed those two. I liked seeing Colby. I really like seeing Colby. Now, Colby is Diana's son. He's a little kid. We've seen him perform before. He is good, but I will say that for the last creative of the season, she should have picked a dancing doll to do a solo. She could have picked a third girl. A third girl could have been Michael Jackson. Why she felt she needed to put her son in right then and there, I don't know. But if I was on the team, I just know I would have felt like you could have picked me for the last one. You know what I'm saying? Like it's the last creative, it's the last solo, it's the last slot. I didn't like her giving it to her son. I'm just going to be honest. He did great. He's so good. But she could have gave that to another dancing doll. Now, Coach Tori. So last time I was like, Coach Tori needs more of a storyline. They don't show him, etc., etc. So this episode, they show him doing those Chinese splits. And I liked it. Of course, I liked it. He did great, you know, but we already know he's a dancer. Like, that wasn't what I was looking for, you know. So you need to do a little bit more on that. And again, I guess they're allowed to put grown men in the shows. I guess. I don't know. If it's not against the rules, they could do it. But in general, I feel like, you know, when you invite people in, it should be supporting roles and not main roles. That's my issue. Supporting roles versus the main role. So then I did write down like Michaela, like she really did come around that corner with them legs, like boom, 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 bam. You know, I love the costumes. That's what I think makes this creative like so awesome, is because of just the costumes were just on point, especially Cameron's headdress. Like that was like carnival that theme, you know, like it was pretty dope. And of course, Diana's costume was cute. Her flight attendant, she had the skirt and the top and the hat and everything. She was so cute. And in general, like Diana, like when they were in the studio and she was sitting down, I was like, Diana looks pretty. Like maybe she has no makeup, you know? And then I seen the next scene when the photographer came in to announce who was gonna win, and she's standing next to him, and I was like, wow, you know, Diana looks like she did something to her face. Like she looks like happier or something. I don't know if it's makeup or not, but she looked happier, and I liked her hair, and just the whole show. She just looked really, really, really good. I don't know what she did, but she just, I mean, it's weird. Like, does she really look that different from last week? And I'm like, yeah, she does to me. Like, I noticed it. Like, I watch this every Friday. It's like, yeah, that's Diana, you know, like moving along. But this time I was like, oh, she looks